Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're kicking off a series exploring how health changes throughout life and how technology can help us all along the way.
And you know, our motto, aging is natural. Getting old is for the birds.
Exactly.
So we're diving into the world of Finch Q, a fascinating health and wellness assistant designed for your Apple Watch. But before we get into the tech itself, we need to understand the problem it's tackling. Falls.
Okay.
And believe me, this is a bigger issue than most people realize.
So how big a problem are we talking about here?
Well, think about it this way. How many people do you know who have fallen? Last year? Last month? Yesterday even? Falls are a serious problem, and they're not just a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, I know. I've definitely tripped over my own 2 feet more times than I care to admit. But I never really thought of it as a serious health issue.
Right.
So what makes falls so dangerous, especially as we age?
It's all about frailty.
Okay.
Now, frailty isn't something that hits you overnight. It's a gradual process, like a slow leak in a tire. You might not even notice it at first.
Right.
But over time, those small changes can add up and make you much more vulnerable to falls. Things like decreased muscle mass, weaker bones, and changes in balance and coordination all contribute to that increased risk.
So it's not just about becoming clumsier as we age.
No.
There are real physiological changes happening that make us more susceptible to these kinds of accidents.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's where Finch Q comes in.
Interesting.
Think of it as an early warning system right there on your wrist. It continuously analyzes your motion and physiological markers.
Interesting.
Things like your balance and gait.
Hold on, gait. You mean how I walk? Is that really such a big deal?
You'd be surprised. Walking is considered a vital sign.
Huh.
How you walk can reveal a lot about your overall health and well-being. It can be used to monitor the aging process, predict mortality, and even identify you like a fingerprint.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is.
I never realized there was so much information hidden in just the way we walk. So Finch Q is analyzing my gait, looking for those subtle signs of frailty that I might not even notice myself.
Precisely.
Okay.
It acts like a personalized health coach, providing gentle nudges to do things that can improve balance and strength.
Interesting.
And here's the really brilliant part. Finch Q can also keep your loved ones informed, alerting them if there's an urgent situation.
Oh, wow.
So if you do happen to fall, it can get you help quickly.
So it's like having a safety net, but instead of catching you when you fall, it's trying to prevent the fall from happening in the first place.
Right.
And it can even call for help if things go wrong. That's a huge peace of mind, especially for those who are worried about aging parents or loved ones living alone.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just falls. Finch Q is designed to address a wide range of health issues.
Okay.
Think of it as a comprehensive health and wellness tool.
I like that.
Keeping aging parents safe and independent, reducing those dreaded hospital visits, even helping manage chronic diseases more effectively. It can do all of that.
Yeah. So this is starting to sound less like a simple fall prevention device and more like a revolution in how we think about aging. It's not just about adding years to our lives,
Right.
but adding life to our years.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And this raises an important question. Could technology like this actually change how we define getting old?
That's a great question. And it leads us to a fascinating story from ancient Greece, the myth of the Sphinx and Oedipus. Have you heard this one?
Of course. It's one of the most famous tales in Greek mythology.
Okay, great. So do you remember the riddle that the Sphinx asks Oedipus?
Yes. Which creature has one voice but has 4 feet in the morning, 2 feet in the afternoon, and 3 feet at night?
Exactly. And the answer, of course, is man. He crawls on all fours as a baby, walks on 2 legs as an adult, and often needs a cane in his old age.
Right.
And it seems the folks behind Finch Q see a parallel between this riddle and the stages of human life. They're suggesting that just as Oedipus solved the Sphinx's riddle, perhaps technology like Finch Q can help us solve the riddle of aging gracefully. What do you think about that?
It's a really interesting analogy. The Sphinx's riddle is all about change, about the different stages we go through in life.
Yeah.
And aging, of course, is all about change as well. Finch Q, in a way, is offering us a new way to navigate those changes, to adapt and thrive even as our bodies and minds evolve.
That's a brilliant insight. And it ties back perfectly to that tagline we mentioned earlier.
Right.
Aging is natural. Getting old is for the birds.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, with the help of technology like this, we can soar above those limitations and embrace aging on our own terms.
I love that. It's not about denying the aging process, but rather about finding ways to embrace it and make the most of every stage of life.
Yeah.
And Finch Q seems to be offering us a powerful new tool to do just that.
This is all so fascinating, but I'm curious to know more about the technology itself.
Right, okay.
What's going on under the hood of Finch Q? How does it actually work?
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about how Finch Q uses your gait, how you walk, to give you insights into your overall health. I found this particularly fascinating because it's not something we typically think about.
It really is amazing how much information is hidden in plain sight, right? We just don't always see it. But you mentioned under the hood. Can you tell us more about how Finch Q actually works? What kind of data is it collecting? And how does it use that data to give personalized feedback and guidance?
Well, Finch Q leverages the sensors in your Apple Watch to keep track of a whole bunch of things. We're talking step count, stride length, the symmetry of your gait. It's even monitoring your heart rate and other physiological markers. All of this data gets fed into a sophisticated algorithm that can pick up on subtle changes that might point to an increased risk of falling or other health concerns.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but let's unpack this subtle changes thing. What exactly does that mean? What's the algorithm looking for?
Think of it like this Finch Q is playing detective, searching for clues that might not be visible to the naked eye. For instance, it might notice a slight decrease in your stride length or a tiny increase in the asymmetry of your gait. These little shifts could be early warning signs of a problem, even if you're not feeling any different yourself.
So it's kind of like having a doctor constantly monitoring your every move, but in a much less intrusive way.
Right.
That's pretty incredible. But what happens when Finch Q spots one of these subtle changes? Does it just send me a message saying, hey, you're getting old?
Not quite. Remember, Finch Q isn't just about identifying problems, it's about helping you prevent them.
Okay.
Once it gathers enough data, it starts giving you personalized recommendations to improve your health and wellness. Maybe it suggests exercises to boost your balance and strength, or it recommends tweaking your diet or sleep habits.
So it's not just reactive.
Yeah.
It's proactive, too. I like that.
Exactly.
It's like having a personal trainer right there on your wrist, always encouraging you to make healthy choices.
Exactly. It's all about taking control of your health and taking steps to prevent problems before they even arise. And that's something I find incredibly empowering.
I love that. And I think it circles back to something we talked about earlier, the idea of redefining what it means to get old. It's not about passively accepting decline, but actively shaping how we age.
Absolutely. Finch Q challenges the idea that aging inevitably equals decline. It suggests that with the right tools and support, we can maintain our independence and vitality for much longer than we might have thought possible.
It's like they're saying, hey, aging is going to happen, but you don't have to just surrender to it. You can be an active participant in shaping your own health and well-being. It's inspiring, really. But it also makes me wonder, if we're relying on technology this much, are there any risks involved? Could there be downsides to becoming so dependent on a device like Finch Q?
That's a really important question, and it's one we should always consider when we're evaluating any new technology. Like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It depends on us.
I agree. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of innovation, but it's crucial to be realistic and think critically about the potential downsides as well. What are some of the things we should be watching out for?
Well, with Finch Q, as with any technology that collects personal data, there are always concerns about privacy and security. It's absolutely crucial to ensure that this data is being handled responsibly and that users have complete control over who has access to it.
That's a really good point. We've seen so many examples in recent years of companies mishandling personal data, and it's definitely something we should all be cautious about.
I completely agree. And it's something that the Finch Q team seems to be very aware of. They've made it clear that they prioritize privacy and security, and they've implemented a number of measures to protect user data.
That's reassuring to hear. But even with the best security measures in place, there's always a chance of a data breach, right? What happens then?
That's true. No system is foolproof. But it's important to keep things in perspective. While no technology is without risk, the potential benefits of a technology like Finch Q in terms of improving health and well-being may outweigh those risks for many people.
I think that's a fair assessment. It's all about weighing the pros and cons and making an informed decision based on your individual needs and circumstances. But beyond data security, are there other concerns? I'm thinking about the human element. Could relying too much on technology like this lead to a decline in personal responsibility for our health?
That's a fascinating question. It's like when people rely too much on GPS navigation and they lose their own sense of direction. We don't want people to become passive passengers in their own health journey.
Exactly. We need to be active participants.
Mhm.
But on the flip side, couldn't you also argue that technology like Finch Q could actually encourage people to take their health more seriously?
That's a valid point. Having that constant feedback about your health and well-being might be the motivation some people need to make positive changes.
It's like having that personal trainer on your wrist, giving you a nudge in the right direction.
Precisely. So I think it really comes down to the individual and how they choose to use the technology.
You're right. Technology is a tool. It can be a powerful force for good, but it's up to us to use it wisely and responsibly.
Well said. And I think that's an important message to remember as we navigate this ever-evolving world of technology and its impact on our lives. Now, before we move on, there's another aspect of Finch Q I think is worth exploring, its ability to keep loved ones informed and involved in the care of aging family members.
This is a topic close to my heart. I know so many people who struggle with this, and it can be a major source of stress and anxiety. How does Finch Q address this?
One of Finch Q's key features is the ability to create a personal team, a group of trusted individuals who receive updates and alerts about the user's health and well-being.
So if I were using Finch Q, I could add my spouse, my kids, maybe even a close friend to my personal team, and they'd get updates on how I'm doing.
Exactly, and they get to choose what level of access they want. Some might want basic updates, while others might prefer more detailed information or the ability to step in if there's a problem.
I love that.
Yeah.
It really puts the power in the hands of the user and their loved ones. It's about collaboration and support, not intrusion or control. But I'm wondering, how does this work in practice? Can you walk us through some real-life examples?
Sure. Let's say someone using Finch Q experiences a sudden change in their gait, something that could indicate a potential health issue. Finch Q would first analyze this change and see if it warrants attention. If so, it might prompt the user to take some action, like doing a quick balance exercise or scheduling a checkup with their doctor.
Okay, so it's trying to address the issue directly with the user first. What happens if the problem persists or seems more serious?
That's when the personal team comes in. Finch Q can be set up to send alerts to designated members of the team, letting them know that something might be up. It wouldn't necessarily disclose all the details, but it would provide enough information to encourage a check-in or offer support.
That's a great system. It allows for privacy and autonomy while also providing a safety net.
I can see how this would be incredibly reassuring for both the user and their loved ones.
Exactly. It's about striking that delicate balance between independence and support, and Finch Q seems to be doing a great job of navigating that complexity.
This is all incredibly fascinating. I'm starting to see how this technology could really revolutionize the way we approach aging and caregiving. But before we get too carried away, I think it's time for another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive into Finch Q with some final thoughts and reflections on the bigger picture implications of this groundbreaking technology. Stay tuned. We're back, and as we've been talking, I've been thinking a lot about this idea of aging gracefully. It's a phrase we hear all the time, but what does it really mean?
That's a great question, and I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all answer. It's a deeply personal journey for each of us. I agree. But I do think there are some common themes that resonate with most people. Things like maintaining independence, staying physically and mentally active, and feeling connected to the people and things that matter most in our lives.
Absolutely. Those are essential ingredients for a fulfilling life at any age. And I think Finch Q has the potential to support all of those things. By helping people stay healthy and independent longer, it can free them to pursue their passions, engage with their communities, and nurture those all-important relationships.
It's like Finch Q is giving people the tools to write their own stories about aging rather than letting society dictate what that story should be. It's about empowerment and choice.
That's beautifully put. And it brings us back to the myth of the Sphinx and Oedipus, that fascinating story from ancient Greece. Remember how Oedipus used his intellect and resourcefulness to solve the Sphinx's riddle and overcome the challenges he faced?
I do. And you're suggesting that we can approach the challenges of aging in a similar way.
Exactly. Just as Oedipus needed the right tools to solve the riddle, we need the right tools to navigate the complexities of aging. And technology like Finch Q might be one of those tools helping us unlock new possibilities and create a future that's both fulfilling and empowering.
It's all about finding the resources and support that allow us to thrive, no matter what stage of life we're in. And maybe, just maybe, technology like Finch Q can play a key role in that journey.
I think it has tremendous potential. And I'm incredibly excited to see how this technology evolves and what impact it has on individuals and society as a whole.
I share your enthusiasm. This has been such a thought-provoking deep dive. I know I'm walking away with a whole new perspective on what's possible when we combine technology and human ingenuity to address the challenges of aging.
Me too. It's been a pleasure exploring this with you.
And with that, we've reached the end of another deep dive. But our exploration of aging and technology is just beginning. We'll be back soon with more fascinating insights and discussions. Until then, keep those minds curious. And remember, aging is natural, but getting old is for the birds.